leading up to this fight, mentally, what kind of obstacles had you had to face in order to get to this season?
Not many. Smooth. It's been a smooth camp, smooth season so far. There's no mental obstacles. Like I say, I posted my heart rate this morning. There's no stress from Brendan Loughnane. There's really not. I'm just here. I love my job. I do what I do. And you'll all see it again on Thursday night.
I've been asking everybody this, but I want to know from your perspective, man. What is your why? Why do you continue to get up here and train to fight?
Good question. And I've been asking myself a lot recently. What is that inside me? Because if I could bottle it up, I would be a multi-trillionaire. If I could bottle it up and sell it, what's inside me, I really could, because I'm relentless, I'm passionate, I train all day, every day. This is all I do. I don't have anything else going on. You know, this is what I do. And I think more people in life need to be like this. If you really want something, you need to immerse in it. And that's what I'm on. So now that's when I talk about legacy. I'm willing to work for that legacy. I'm willing to do whatever it takes, as I'm showing now. And on Thursday night, I'll be looking to put on another MMA masterclass.
When did you start training?
MMA?
Yes, sir.
15 years old. 16, 15, yeah.
What would 15-year-old Brendan think about the man that's sitting in front of us right now?
He'd be like, damn, you actually did it, boy. Well done. You actually got it done. But this will be my 44th MMA fight now. Wow. And people ask me why I'm so relaxed. It's like going and have a pint at the pub for me nowadays. No disrespect to Jesus or Movlead or Bubba or any of them, but I'm the most superior man in here now. I'm the guy who believes in himself and is at the top of his game, and yet again I'll prove it.
When did you get to the point where you had that just outstanding belief in your abilities and your skills?
I think winning the belt solidified it. I always questioned it before I had a stupid piece of gold. Like, who cares? Do you know what I mean? Should have believed it anyway, but once I got that, it reaffirmed. And I think the world knew then. They were like, oh, that was serious. And a lot of people had Bubba winning that fight. A lot of people had Chris Wade winning that fight. And I shown up, shown out. Marlon, I think people know I was going to beat Marlon, let's be honest. And then this one here, a relatively unknown guy, but he's coming to take everything I've ever worked for, and that just won't happen.
Now that you're the champion, this is my final question. Now that you're a champion, are you able to just do everyday life things, like go to the grocery store or, you know, go to the pub without being bothered?
No, this isn't the NBA. Like, nobody cares, bro. Like, I can walk around Manchester freely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
From the Undisputed Rule of MMA. My question is, for the upcoming MMA fighters, you know, in England, what are your words to them? What words would you give them?
I just think that MMA is growing so fast around the world, but especially in England, that, you know, it's a great time to be an MMA fighter. We're in the golden age of UK MMA. We've got 2 reigning world champions right now, this second currently, and things are going great. And just keep going. Like, you don't know how lucky you have got it right now. You know, you've got all this knowledge and all these avenues, and if you really want to do it, it's the easiest time ever to be a world champion in MMA, because there's so many different options. You know everything about nutrition now. Managers are great. They can easily plug you in if you do the training right. You know, everybody knows weight cutting, the amount of stuff that's out there about that now. When I started, bro, I was going in, guys would be 3 or 4 kilo heavy, like, yeah, you two look the same. That's literally how it was. That's what we were doing. Remember one time, true story, called up, he'll back this up, my coach over there, yeah, calls up, my fighter pulled out, rang up, this guy goes, yeah, you can fight tomorrow, what weight are you? I said 70 kilo, and he went, right, okay, turns up, nobody weighed in. I turned up for the fight, the guy was about 6'3", like that, and I was like, oh, that's my guy, is it? And we just fought. Nobody got on no scales, nobody cared. And he ended up being one of the toughest fights of my career, but that stuff built me to who I am now.
How'd the fight go?
Great, I won. It's close, though. Reece Iverson, you tough motherfucker.
Last little fun question for you here, Brendan. Barring you do get a win on Thursday, since you are obviously a big boxing guy too, is there by any chance you will tune into the Josh Taylor-Teofimo Lopez fight?
What date is it?
Saturday night.
Saturday.
Oh, it's this Saturday. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll be watching that for sure.
And I'm just curious, who do you got in the fight? Who do you like, Lopez or Taylor?
Well, Jack Catterall beat, what's it called?
Josh
Taylor.
Taylor.
Yeah. That, everyone knows that. And Jack Catterall's a mank. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I'm going with Jack Catterall over both of them.
I got you.
Speaking of your fellow Manx, obviously Tyson's in the news a lot lately.
Yes.
He's always in the news, but you know, at the moment it's kind of this like, could he fight Jon Jones maybe? Is he possibly, like, would you help him out and would would you sort of give him some help in training if he said, right, I want to do this crossover fight with Jon?
You know what? I'm upset about this because they have just landed in Phuket, Tyson and James and the boys, yeah. The day that I leave, or the week that I leave, they land there and they're going to be there for the next week. So, yeah, I've just missed Tyson in Phuket, which would have been fun. But I think nobody beats him in boxing. Let's just stick with boxing.
For sure. Do you think, like, I mean, you probably, you don't think you should make that transition into MMA? Because I mean, you were saying before, like, you respect Jake, Clarissa, people who make the switch the other way. Because it's easy to make the switch to boxing, right? But, or not easy, but, you know, easier than going to MMA. But he doesn't seem interested in it.
Listen, that comment that was made, like, put a man in a room with me and all that, like, I would not want to be the only guy in a room with Tyson Fury. I would not like my odds of getting out of that room if I'm Jon Jones or anyone. Like, look at the size of the man. Look at his hands. Like, he's going to be a nightmare for anyone, even Jon Jones. So I wouldn't take that statement too lightly, honestly.
And you know, it's interesting as well because, like, everyone wants him to fight Usyk, right?
Yeah.
Usyk's after signing this deal in Saudi and everything. Who do you think is ducking who? Or is anyone ducking anyone in that situation?
I don't know what's going on. I think everyone's just looking for the most money possible, and fair play to them. We're the ones putting our lives on the line. So if that's what's going on, then respect it.
If he fights Francis, you could get yourself on that undercard.
Oh, wow. I think that might happen, you know. I really think Francis will fight him. I really do. I just think with the way PFL operates, you know, and Tyson operates, I could see PFL and Tyson and Ngannou all getting together and making it happen. I could do, yeah. Definitely can see that. We all good?
Yep.
Lovely. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, well, it's been kind of crazy since we've seen you last from the PFL. There's been some big signing, a little bit of scandal. What have you
Scandal?
heard?
What's
Well,
my scandal?
Not for you.
Oh,
Just
shit.
the
Right, sorry, yeah.
PFL.
I was like, wow, what scandals have I had going on? Got me worried then. I literally had to have a think about what scandal I'm involved in. What do I think about the scandal?
Yes.
Don't get me started on that. I'm just going to no comment that one because I've already been going off about that all week. And PFL don't deserve it, you know. They're a great organisation and these people are cheating. What can you say? Cheaters, that's it.
What do you think about fans that kind of don't quite understand that aspect of the game, that it is happening everywhere? It's not just PFL. It looks like it was bad because you guys fight in these little pockets of time. You're not spread out over a year. What can you say to fans that maybe are giving PFL the wrong thoughts? They're thinking PFL's not legitimate.
Here's what I say about this situation. I've said it publicly, like, we're putting our lives on the line anyway. My brain and health and body is on the line. And we don't need any extra risks put into that factor. And these people are doing that. But again, I don't want to go too far into it. I have already aired my views on what's gone on. But for the semi-finals, I do want extra testing. Of course I do. Now I know that what's going on, like that's what I want for the semis, and I've said it publicly. I insist on it.
What will happen if there isn't extra testing?
There will be. There will be. We've spoke.
And talk to me about your opponent. What were your thoughts when you got the name?
Jesus, you know what? I stopped watching opponents a long time ago. I don't really know too much about him. I leave that to my coaches. They've given me some ideas. I've got a basic idea. He's 6 foot. He's southpaw. He's 20-6. He poses certain problems, and that's about as much as I know.
Do you feel like you're the face of PFL?
Kinda. I mean, the shoe's fitting right now, right? I don't know, but I'll take it. Why not?
Does that add any extra pressure, knowing that you've got a little bit more extra on your shoulders than maybe somebody else?
Not at all. I don't feel any pressure whatsoever. Did you see my heart rate this morning? There's absolutely no pressure involved. I don't feel any pressure. This is where I'm supposed to be, clearly. I can speak to you guys all day. I can do the media. I can fight hard. I always make weight. I'm an ultimate professional. So, yeah, that's why I'm here.
When it comes to the Jesus, he was in here earlier. He was talking about, you know, he didn't want to give away the game plan, but he did kind of say, for all intents and purposes, like, don't blink early on in the first round. I mean, someone running across the cage at you like that is probably exactly what you're looking for.
Don't blink, you know.
Well, he didn't say it exactly like
Yeah.
that. Like that.
Yeah. I don't know, but I heard he's having a little rough cut. And Let's hope he gets all that back on by fighting it, because if not, it could be a don't blink moment for him.
Where did you hear that? Who told you?
Oh, it's pretty visible. You know, when your two cornermen are carrying you around the hotel on a Monday, when the fight's a Thursday, you can tell someone's having a rough night.
Brendan, you mentioned there about being sort of face of the PFL.
Yeah.
It's a good time to be with the promotion at the moment. A lot of new signings coming in.
Yeah.
From someone who was actually there
From the beginning, yeah.
From the beginning, do you feel like you were maybe ahead of the curve and that people are starting to realise now?
No, what it was like, we had the Dana White moment where I was on a Contender and stuff, and it made it like an infamous moment of my career, and it's sort of like PFL picked me up at that time, and they kind of took a risk with me, and I took a risk with them, like, well, let's go for it. Now I'm 10 fights in. The promotions, I really believed in the idea in the beginning and what they were going to do, and they've done it. They've gone well past the expectations that I believe we would be at this stage, and so happy to be part of the organisation. I genuinely mean that.
And you see the likes of Francis Ngannou,
Yeah.
Jake Paul signing as well. When you see this, how did you react to those?
Very happy for the eyes that are going to now be on my fights. Ideally next year, I would like Francis and whoever, Jake and whoever, and then me as number 3. That would be ideal. Bring in a big name. You know, if Bellator's a real thing, why not fight Pitbull? I don't know, why not merge some belts? Let's do something like that next year. You know, I've got to get this belt first, so I'm not looking past Jesus in any stretch of the imagination. But if I was to think about next year, that would be the ideal scenario.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of talk about this super fight division.
Yeah.
Surely you must be looking at that for the future and thinking you slot in perfectly for that.
Yeah, 100%. And there's loads of people I could fight on that. And I'm not going to lie, the tournament format's hard. I've done it 3 years. Is it 3 years? It's my 3 years back to back. So a 4th one, I don't know. I'll get a few more grey hairs. I don't know what'll happen if I try and do 4 in a row.
And what was the motivation to come out this year? Because obviously you were so close in a couple of years ago, got to the semis. You obviously did it last year. What is the motivation to carry on getting back here? Is it another prize check? Is it proving once again you're the best in the division?
2 words: money, belts. That's like, what else is the motivation? Do you know what I mean? Legacy, that comes with the belt, and the money's just a nice little Brucey bonus to put on the top of it, innit?
And also, like, I mean, I know sort of the title starts again every year, but everyone knows you're the champion. Had you sat out and then maybe looked at something else, the super fight division or whatnot, would you have been watching everyone in the division saying, well, it's my title, I haven't lost it? Was that part of it as well, defending what you earned last year?
Yeah, I found all that strange, like, starting again. What, so the day after I won it, I'm not the champion now? Like, it's very strange. Surely it's mine until the end of the season, until, you know, either I win it or someone else wins it. That's how I would think it would work. But apparently I'm not the champion, but I am the champion, and this is my 2nd defence. And then it'll be my 3rd defence, and then it'll be my 2nd belt, and that's the plan.
Is that like practically though, it probably benefits you not having to do 4 or 5 rounders?
Nah, I love 5-rounders. I'm a 5-round fighter all day. Make them all 5. Suits me down to the ground. Look at Bubba, the finish came in the 4th.
Obviously, you were talking about Francis and Jake there. I know that being on the card with Francis would be great, but are you saying you'd be happy to share a card? I would think Jake would headline. Would you be happy to be on an undercard for Jake Paul?
I would love to. I'm not into all this slating YouTubers, and I don't want to be around that. So what? Move with the times. All these people that just get caught up when I'm not doing a Jake Paul undercard. Why? You're going to get 100% more views than you would have got if you wasn't on it. Why do people care so much? Good on you, Jake, lad. You know what I mean? Good on you.
Are you hoping he doesn't rematch Tommy now? Because there'll be kind of like a split interest there.
Yeah, I mean, up the Furies and up the Pauls.
Are you sort of surprised about, even crossover fights, seeing a little bit with Francis and then Jon Jones and stuff like that, and Tyson Fury? Are you surprised that people aren't so much into it, and is it something that even you would consider something in your career?
I'd love to box, man. After the first season, PFL allowed me to box. I headlined the Manchester Arena for boxing. I'm probably the only person that's ever going to headline the same arena for 2 sports. And, like, that was sick. So I would absolutely love to box again. And I'm hoping now that, with Jake coming over and Francis talking about boxing, obviously with PFL's grace and PFL's help, to box as well. Why not?
Well, you do have that, like, what, 7-month period on the sidelines anyway, don't you? If you get away to find out.
Is
So
it 7?
It's a fair while.
December, January, February, March, April, yeah, 5, probably not.
Right.
It's a tight
Still,
turnaround.
Is it enough to think, well, I'm not just going to sit off, I can do something else as well?
So, how it worked the first season was I went out to Movlead and then a boxing match popped up in the Manchester Arena and they were like, we would love to have you on. And I was actually an alternate for the final. So if Movlead or Wade would have missed me, I'd have been in. So I was training for that anyway. And I was like, look, I said, this has popped up. And they were like, super cool. Yeah, go ahead. As long as you turn up on weight for us, go and box, man. And I was like, wow, this organisation's great. So I went and boxed. Had a great time, made weight, like I said I would. Didn't get the final spot, but it come back around next year and I got my belt. Great.
You like the boxing experience?
Loved it. So I definitely want to do it again, 100%.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Hey, bro.
This is George Kennebrew from the Undisputed World of MMA. Just elaborating on your boxing aspirations.
Yeah.
I could think of a couple of good opponents for you. Maybe like a Josh Taylor or
No.
a George Kambosos.
Bro, I am not delusional. I am not like these guys saying I'll beat Canelo. Like, I will not beat Canelo. I wouldn't last one round with Canelo Alvarez. I'm not going to lie to anyone. But if you're telling me, like, you know, someone who's a bit older, who's had good experience in boxing, has got a big name, who would want to fight, great. But these guys in the primes, bro, let's be realistic.
Brendan, welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you.
You're a Manchester lad. Did you have a dog in the fight for the FA Cup?
Yeah, it was a bad night for the Reds. Yeah, but we'll be back.
Indeed. Now you're in Atlanta. You're defending your title, as you say. We talk a lot about